Hello, grade 9s. So we're going on to the next section, which is algebraic fractions, working from slides 1 to 6 from the PowerPoint algebraic fractions. Now, before I carry on, I need you guys to fully understand your factorization. That is common factor, dots, and trinomial. You're going to be using all three with this section. So grade 9s, you need to know how to do each one of those methods, okay? If not, just go back, revise, ask one of your teachers for help, and if there's one in particular that you don't understand. They are all going to be tested with this section, okay? So just some definitions before we carry on. Anything divided by 0 is undefined, okay? 0 divided by anything, excluding 0, obviously, is equal to 0. And then 0 divided by 0 is undefined. So let's just recap. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. Now, 0 divided by anything, excluding 0, is equal to 0. It's just some things for you to know when we go through this section. Okay, so if we look at example 1, the question is simplify. Now, simplify just means get it into its smallest form or its simplest form. So our first thing is 15 over 40, okay? And we need to simplify it. So what I can see here is and I'm looking for the highest number that goes into both of these. So I can see that 5 goes into 15 3 times, and 5 goes into 40 8 times. And I can just make sure that I've got the highest thing because nothing else goes into 3 and 8. If there was, then you would have to cancel and then carry on, okay, until you get to the simplest form. So this final answer is 3 over 8. That was a relatively easy one. So if we go to example 2, example 2 again is asking us to simplify 3VW over 9VX. Now, with a question like this, when you get a combination of numbers and variables, I like to work with numbers, simplify, letters with letters, simplify. Now, when it comes to the letters with letters, you're going to look for the same letter at the top and the same letter at the bottom. Okay, so let's have a look at the numbers first. So we've got 3 and 9. What is the highest number that goes into 3 and 9? Well, it's 3. So 3 goes into itself once, and 3 goes into there 3 times. So if I draw my fraction line, in terms of numbers, I'm left with a 1 at the top and a 3 at the bottom. Okay. Now, V will cancel with itself, so it's gone. Now, W will not cancel with the X, as they are not like terms. So we're left with a W at the top and an X at the bottom. And what I can do is just take this just a little bit further to put it in its simplest form. 1W, or 1 times W is W, over 3 times X is just 3X. And that is our simplest form. Okay, moving on to example 3. Example 3 again is saying simplify. So we want to simplify. This is example 3. Simplify this expression. 18 c to the power of 3 d to the power of 5 c to the power of 2 all over 6c to the power of 4 d to the power of 2 e. Okay, so what I want to do before I start simplifying here and cancelling grade 9s is I want to look for my missing exponents. Now with the numbers, I'm not too interested in it because they will just cancel or just remain the same. It's more the variables, okay? So this one has its power, this one has its power, that one has its power, that one has its power, that one has its power. This one is missing something, so it's got an invisible 1. So I just fill it in there, okay? Now I'm ready to cancel things. So I'm going to work with numbers, simplify, then letters with letters, or variables with variables. And with variables, I'm going to look for the like ones and then cancel. Okay, so first of all, let's look at numbers and numbers. 18 and 6. I know that 6 goes into itself once and 6 goes into there 3 times. So if I draw up my fraction line, I have a 3 at the top and a 1 at the bottom. Okay. Now, if we have a look here, I've got 3 C's at the top and 4 C's at the bottom. So 3 C's from here will cancel with 3 C's over here, and we are left with 1 C. So 1 C at the bottom. Moving on to the next letter, we've got 5 D's up at the top and 2 D's at the bottom. So 2 D's will cancel with 2 D's over here, and we are left with 3 D's. Then we have, I beg your pardon, this is an E, not a C. So we have 2 E's up at the top and 1 E at the bottom. So 1 E will cancel with 1 E at the top, and we're left with 1 E at the top. Okay. What I can do now is just make it a little bit neater. So this will give us 3D cubed E1 over 1 times C is just C. All right, grade 9s. I would like you to do exercise 8.20, number 1A to L for me, please. Thank you.